It is time for another stream. We're ready to go live on TikTok as well. The first hour is free on ESPN, and then head over to the ESPN app. With the ESPN Unlimited plan, you can continue Clash in Italy, what is going to be an epic night, and the fans are already electric, and fans are still filing in. Let's go. All right, we are now live on TikTok. And just moments away, we'll be live in Torino. The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and the Ring General Gunther, after a rough victory for Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania against longtime friend, rival. They've been everything. And I'm talking about the Viper, Randy Orton. Cody Rhodes may have won the match, but he didn't win the war. And talk about war. What was awaiting Cody on the other side following WrestleMania? The Ring General, who was ready to rise as WWE Champion. And guess who was all behind the idea of it? Paul Heyman. Cody Rhodes wanted nothing more than for Gunther to come in the ring and sign. It would be Royce Keys who almost took the shot. Gunther has laid out Cody Rhodes week after week after week. Cody Rhodes saying to Gunther that you're just not that good. How true is that statement? From Goldberg to AJ Styles, John Cena, those three men. The farewell tour of John Cena ended in a way that nobody expected. The Ring General forcing John Cena to tap out. No matter the decision, John Cena was set to retire. But the way that John Cena went out was the most unexpected turn of events. Now Gunther wants to be champion again. It is go time for WWE Clash in Italy. All kinds of action to take place this afternoon. If you are watching in the United States, depending on where you're watching, all different time zones all around the world. But if you're watching in the United States, which is currently where I am, you're watching it at what is set to be almost 2 p.m. Eastern. Turin, known as Torino to the locals of Italy, of Torino. The capital of the Piedmont region. All kinds of electricity from the WWE universe. The fans are happy that WWE is back in Italy, and they have let their voices be heard throughout this entire pre-show. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, has his hands full. It's tribal combat against his cousin, Jacob Fatu. Fiery and ready to go. This young woman, Sol Ruca, who has been up and coming since being brought up from NXT, has the opportunity of a lifetime to take down the man, Becky Lynch, for the Intercontinental Championship. Then Rhea Ripley, who won the WWE Women's Championship at WrestleMania. She has come to Italy, and so is this woman, the former WWE Women's Champion, Jade Cargill. She is set, and she wants the title back. Obafemi in 4 minutes and 46 seconds defeated Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, shocking the entire world. Brock Lesnar is here. Brock Lesnar wants vengeance. And with the wise man by his side, it is set to take place in the first hour. That takes place on ESPN. Riyadh Season, a proud sponsor of tonight's Clash in Italy. I want to thank everybody who is joining me this afternoon, whether you're on Twitch, whether you're on YouTube, or you are tuning in on TikTok. It is time to go big or go home. There isn't a match on this card that hasn't been anticipated. Brock Lesnar, what seemed to be a retirement after WrestleMania, turned into something where he went silent to attacking Obafemi from behind just when Obafemi thought that he was the new ruler, that he is the new beast of beasts. Brock Lesnar came to let Obafemi, the yard isn't his just yet. Sol Ruca is set on snatching the Soul and taking the Intercontinental Championship away from Becky Lynch. And you talk about Intercontinental Champions. Gunther, the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in history, looks to set on gold once again. He's been Intercontinental Champion. He's been World Champion, King of the Ring. Gunther has done it all except one thing. That's the WWE Championship. The truest, biggest prize in this industry. Looking live at the sold out arena. We are here in Torino, Italy. It is Clash in Italy, and there certainly is a clash from WrestleMania to Backlash. Now there is a clash, and the fans in Italy have been clamoring for it for quite some time. They finally get their wishes. This is the ring general, the career killer, Gunther. Gunther made his rise, made his name known on the independents throughout the European pro wrestling independent scene. So to be back on a grand stage in Europe, it's the feels all over. Although it's really hard to put an emotional ring on the ring general, being how many careers of the fan favorites that the ring general Gunther has ended. Gunther, Austrian native. I am Sam, aka Hype the Commentator, and I am happy to be your special commentator for tonight, this afternoon, evening, wherever you are watching. Thank you all for tuning in, whether you're tuning in on Twitch, YouTube, or TikTok. And of course, for those who are also watching all the action live over on ESPN for this first hour, and then we will transition to the ESPN app. Luca Franchini and Michel Posa joining us for the local Italian commentary team. It's a big night for Gunther. And the fans have gone ballistic for the undisputed WWE champion. That helmet that Cody Rhodes is wearing, signifying the fateful night. Despite coming out victorious at WrestleMania, the fateful post-match attack from the Viper Randy Orton, leaving Cody Rhodes with a black eye closed shut by the Viper, WWE's Apex Predator. However, tonight, the story is about Cody Rhodes and Gunther, a match we have seen in the past. And it worked out for Cody Rhodes then, despite just barely pulling the stops. Will it work for Cody Rhodes again tonight? Thank you for the follow over on Twitch, Uzine Wes. All right. Once the match starts, the commentary recording begins. I just realized I have no idea how much storage I have. Oh, shit. We're going to head up to our ring announcer, Alicia Taylor. Oh, good. I have enough storage. Ah. I am going to drink that water. Cody Rhodes, the quarterback of WWE. This is what Cody Rhodes wanted. Now that he has it, everybody's been gunning for him with each time Cody Rhodes has been WWE champion. Dan Engler, the referee assigned to this match, holding up the undisputed WWE championship. That is what this is all about. from the survival of what transpired following Rhodes beating Randy Orton at WrestleMania, coming out with a black eye following the punt from WWE's Apex Predator. And then the career killer gets himself involved. From doing the favor for Paul Heyman and challenging Seth Rollins, ultimately defeating Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. The favor was Gunther wanted to be transferred to SmackDown with a guaranteed shot for the undisputed WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes, somersault, showing a little bit of his past. Gunther and Cody, two different in-ring styles. Gunther is a classic to the likes of Billy Robinson, Nick Bockwinkel, Killer Kowalski, names that I have listed, and so many more. Those who have come before. Gunther is living proof that history lives on. For Cody Rhodes, he's the American Nightmare, the son of the late American Dream. And Cody Rhodes getting caught in the chest with an emphatic chop by the ring general, and another knife edge chop that drops the champion off his rocker. Cody Rhodes sweeps under. Oh, what a shot. Popping up. And speaking of pop up, Cody Rhodes, perhaps thinking a Cody cutter, blocked with a chop to the chest. Talk about getting stopped, chopped, and blocked. Cody Rhodes gets countered by the ring general, and now the foot is on the gas for the ring general. Snap and a chop. What you thought could have been a neck breaker turned out to be a chop. Gunther was quick to follow up for a pinfall attempt. Maybe it's not the pin for the victory, but it does get in the mind of your opponent. And with each kick out, you have to exert force just to get out of the pin. Cody Rhodes is going to have to bring out the most vicious American Nightmare tonight. He was able to bring out a bit of it at WrestleMania against Randy Orton. And that's what took him to that next level to defeat the Apex Predator. But tonight's about the career killer, as I mentioned. Cody Rhodes is going to have to think and go beyond. Go there, catching Cody. Was thinking for that sleeper. And a big boot. Lights out for the American Nightmare. You saw an opportunity that Gunther tried to capitalize on. Cody was able to block it, only to be caught with a big boot. There's only so much you can do to block a big boot, and that's just eat it. Cody Rhodes and Gunther, two holders of the King of the Ring 2024, Gunther 2023 for Cody Rhodes. As we come to the beginning of this year's King and Queen of the Ring tournaments, it's anybody's game to get their way up to the top with an opportunity to challenge for the titles of their choosing, the titles of their respective brands. Whether somebody has their shot at Cody Rhodes, whether somebody has their shot at Gunther. Cody Rhodes, snap power slam, lays out the ring general. Just like that, Cody Rhodes able to turn things around. Rhodes, he goes to that place where he starts to feel it. And he's feeling old school. He's feeling dreamy. Bionic elbow. Cody locked up, ready to go, and a pedigree. A kick out by the ring general. Cody Rhodes realizes you got to dig deep. That's what has led Cody Rhodes to so many big wins these last few years since his return to the company. On that close-up of Cody Rhodes, you've seen the highest, you can see the scars, especially the one when Cody Rhodes tore his pec. Cody Rhodes has fought through the hardest points, but he gets caught by Gunther from that shotgun drop kick. Gunther's going to lay out Cody with a power bomb to follow up and a stack up, but not enough to keep the American Nightmare down for 3 to crown a new champion. Not quite for the ring general, the career killer. From legend killer to career killer, everybody wants a taste of gold. Everybody wants to be on top. Cody Rhodes gets the knees up as Gunther try to drop off from the top. Disaster kick. Connects. Perhaps a crossroads. Money shot. That could do it to put away the ring general. Gunther able to get the shoulder up at 2.5. Cody Rhodes thought maybe that was a nice opportunity. Cody Rhodes. It's going to take a little bit more than that for Cody Rhodes to put away the ring general. Cody Rhodes measuring up, thinking super duper Cody cut. Nope. Talk about getting cut. He got caught into a sleeper, cut and caught. But to counter, sleeper by Gunther. Gunther is ready to put Rhodes away. The same submission hold that retired Goldberg, that retired John Cena, and the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. The move that has led to Gunther becoming the career killer. All the body weight of Gunther on this submission hold on top of Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is legitimately in no man's land. This is not good for Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes trying to do what he can to fight back up to his feet, and he does. But with the submission still applied, now Cody Rhodes has to find a way to break. And he does. But Gunther's right back to it, this time with the legs wrapped around the waist and following it up with some elbows. Cody could be a matter of moments from falling asleep. As you get a close-up, you can see the handprint of Gunther on the chest of Cody Rhodes. This could be a rough night for the American Nightmare. A nightmare, to say the least. Cody Rhodes trying to stay with it. The thought of it is, we never thought that John Cena would give up, and he did. That's the hardest part of expressing the truth, is that the truth reveals all, even if you don't want to hear it. The very same thing could happen to Cody Rhodes. Time reveals all. While Cody Rhodes managed to survive this time from the sleeper and got his foot, got the boot on the bottom rope, the same can't be said for whatever happens the longer this match goes on. The more Gunther remains in control of this matchup. it could continue to get worse and worse for the American Nightmare. Gunther talks the talk, and that's because he can walk the walk. Cody Rhodes was toyed and mind-gamed with by Gunther before Gunther finally signed the contract for this matchup. Cody Rhodes, who wanted it. Gunther, who was ready to take it, but wanted Cody Rhodes to be off his game first. Now it's become an exchange of chops. Cody gets the big shot with a clothesline. And again, Cody Rhodes trying to create some separation. And a clothesline that nearly turns Rhodes inside out. Gunther sets it up for the lariat. Nope. Ducked. Cody again thinking Cody cutter. This time it's Cody Rhodes who's got the sleeper. But Gunther counters. Cody cutter. And he got all of it. Cody got all of it. Clothesline from the champion. Gunther is in a worse for wear situation. There's one crossroads. Is it enough? Did he get him? Cody Rhodes got him. Cody Rhodes has done it. It seems to be Gunther is confused. There's a misunderstanding. Gunther's foot, while the win belongs to Cody Rhodes, I'm very confused at what transpired. It did look like Gunther had his foot under the rope, which is also part of the rules. If your foot is under the rope, Gunther, infuriated by the situation. Let's get another look at this. What transpired at the end here? Cody cutter. Then what would follow up would be the go home. The big shot by Cody Rhodes. He took it all home with this crossroads. And what seemed to be Gunther, he got his... At the beginning of the count, let's get a look at this other angle. I need to see this. This is the angle that we really need to see. Oh yeah, clearly under the rope. And he even touched his foot on the rope on the way up. Dan Engler, his call stands. Cody Rhodes is leaving as champion. The fans are shocked. The fans are now starting to see the confusion of what happened. With the final standing of the decision from referee Dan Engler, it leaves a lot of questions up in the air as to what's next. But what's next is that Cody Rhodes is still the champion. But what's next for Gunther? How does Gunther get himself once again in contention for the WWE Championship? Nonetheless, Cody Rhodes is victorious. All right. I want to thank everybody who's tuned in for the first hour with me. We're already kicking it off hot. The Judgment Day is at ringside. What comes up next? Coming up next is the champion, Rhea Bloody Ripley and Jade Cargill. All right. We're going to head to a little bit of a commercial break. All right, we are back. Thank you to my good friend Jesse over on the YouTube side of things who's hanging out with me. You know, it's not every day I have friends that support what I do. It's easy to support, you know, the big Hollywood famous people, but it's a little bit different when it comes to supporting your friends. That's what I've always learned from people. So Jesse's out here on YouTube, an absolute real one. He's going to hate that I called him out, but I did. And thank you again to Uzinwez. I hope I pronounced that. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Thank you over on Twitch for the follow. All of it means so much. Just by anybody being here, it means the absolute most to me. Whether it's a TikTok video, a YouTube video, Instagram reel, Facebook reel, all of it. I appreciate all the comments, even if they're negative. I do appreciate them. It tells me, you know, that you guys are interacting with it, that it's reaching. Jesse, leave it alone. In the home of Alfa Romeo, we're in Torino, Italy. By the majestic Swiss Alps. At the top of the hour on the unlimited plan, you'll get to see the ruler have a chance to put away Brock Lesnar 2-0. Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania defeated Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship. However, now Jade Cargill wants it back. And what was hard hitting at WrestleMania, it's only going to get harder from here. Now that these two have had a chance to face each other on the grandest stage of them all, they know what the other is willing to go through, what the other is willing to do. In the end, it was the experience level from Rhea Ripley that would lead to her victory over Jade Cargill. With B-Fab and Meechin on her side, Jade Cargill has put herself in a spot to be an unstoppable force and have an unstoppable faction. The thing about it is, at the end of the day, when it came to it, when it's 1-on-1, Rhea Ripley shows results. Can the same be said when it's time for the storm? The storm is coming right now. Is Jade Cargill ready? She has a victory over Rhea Ripley. She pinned Rhea Ripley at Saturday night's main event. That wasn't singles competition, though. But what is this. When there are no outside factors. Well, I can't say 100% sure there. You never know what Jade Cargill is going to have up her sleeve. At least her proverbial sleeves, being that she isn't wearing any right now. Jade Cargill, who refused to accept that she lost to Rhea Ripley, saying, I didn't get beat by Rhea Ripley. I beat me. I got in. That's basically what she was saying was, I got in my own head and it cost me the championship. It happens. She had a great performance, probably the best performance of her entire career. She laid it all out at WrestleMania when the stakes were high against Rhea Ripley. Now she's got to do it all again. This time she's got to have a game plan to outsmart Rhea Ripley. Just how quick the vibe can change the moment the Eradicator arrives. Rhea Ripley. Her family roots are tied here. Her parents from Italy, where they would move to Australia, where that would be the home. South Adelaide, Australia. Rhea Ripley is battle tested, geared up, and ready for the occasion. Whenever there's a fight, she wants to be there. Tonight is that night. When it comes to strength, Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill stack up pretty well. However, the experience was the difference maker at WrestleMania. Will it be the difference maker tonight? I'd be remiss if I didn't correct myself from earlier when I said South Adelaide. I meant Adelaide, South Australia. Getting caught up in the moment. It's a great atmosphere. With Rhea being successful over Jade Cargill on the grandest stage of them all, the show of shows at WrestleMania. She's got to do it again. Otherwise, Jade Cargill is going to continue to be that thorn in her side that you just can't get rid of. It's like struggling to get like a paper cut to heal. Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill tie up collar and elbow. Who is going to get the upper hand? It's a quick matchup early on, these two tying up. Rhea Ripley, 90% of the time, has had the strength advantage over opponents, but there's every now and then an opponent like Jade Cargill comes along. Not very often, but it happens. Jade Cargill happens to be the one that could be the difference maker. It makes Rhea Ripley think in her strategy. You can't out-muscle your opponent so easily. You have to use your mind to your advantage. The difference could also be Rhea Ripley relying on Jade Cargill's lack of experience. That's what was a big difference maker at WrestleMania. Jade Cargill mocking Ripley, showboating with some push-ups right in front of Ripley. Not very wise to infuriate the champion. Rhea, the drop kick, and Ripley is ready for a fight. Try to go for a cannonball through Jade Cargill, but the power of Cargill able to catch Rhea Ripley. Dropping Ripley on the apron. And again, Oh! Right to the knee, bouncing off the ropes into the knee of Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill has found a way to put the offense in her favor. She's got to do a lot less of letting the crowd get in her head and a lot more of making sure she can keep the offense on Rhea Ripley without being distracted. Fall away slam. Fall away slam followed up by a kip up from the challenger, the former WWE Women's Champion. Cargill taking her time. However, it's Rhea trying to fight back. Jade Cargill slowing things down, keeping things in her control. Pacing Rhea Ripley to slow her down. Now, the thing is, Rhea Ripley is one to work a slow pace too, so it is fair to say that this could backfire on Jade Cargill at some point. However, that time is not now. That time is not yet. Oh, what a shot to the chest of Ripley by Jade Cargill. Oh, and hit the corner hard. Jade learning. Feeding this time off the WWE Universe, who wants to see her fall. She sees it as an opportunity to thrive off of the hatred for her. When you're successful, you have a lot of haters, no matter who you are. Jade Cargill knows that very well, that she is always going to be the villain in someone's story. The main story that she's the villain in is Rhea Ripley's. The main prize, the WWE Women's Championship. Cargill has to make sure there are no errors. Cross your T's, dot your I's, do what you got to do to take it all home. And a kick from Ripley trying to fight back into this matchup. Rhea back up to her feet. Cargill with a reversal. Cargill talking smack to Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley, anytime she's found a way to find a little bit of hope back into this, Cargill is right there to stop it. It's been a game in Cargill's favor. Perhaps tonight, Cargill is also playing the biggest game of chess too. Cargill keeping Rhea close. Applied submission hold, trying to put away Ripley and then just driving the back of the head of the Eradicator into the mat. Just toying with Ripley. You cannot afford to make any mistakes. Rhea Ripley was trying to once again build up any kind of offense. With nobody home from that elbow attempt by Jade Cargill, it leaves an opportunity for Rhea Ripley to get back up, and nobody home again as Jade Cargill hit the post. Rolled through. And these clotheslines as Rhea looks to beat the life out of Jade Cargill, ducked through, and a ripcord kick. Following it up and planting the challenger face first. And a baseball slide drop kick. Rhea's rallying in Torino. A German suplex. I can tell you we are set to see some of those during the first hour of Clash in Italy on the ESPN app. When the Beast, Brock Lesnar, and Obafemi go head-to-head for the second time. Well, that's a clash in itself. This is a heavy hitter in its own right as Rhea Ripley connects with a missile dropkick, laying out the challenger. But it is not enough to put away Jade Cargill to retain the championship. Rhea Ripley got all of that missile dropkick, crashing down all of the weight into Jade Cargill. Still not enough to keep down Cargill. What is next in the playbook for Rhea Ripley? For a large portion of this match, Jade Cargill was in control. Every flurry that Rhea Ripley had gotten, it was all snuffed out by Jade Cargill. Now is the time where this comeback hasn't been snuffed out. Perhaps I may have spoken too soon with a counter. Oh, but a spinning kick. Now both women are down and out. Perfectly calculated. Where was it when needed the most? Rhea Ripley found it, and it connected perfectly. So while she's trying to regroup, Jade Cargill got taken down too, which means Jade Cargill is going to have to find her way back to recovery, back to her feet. These two inch towards each other as they army crawl to the center of the ring. Head to head in the most literal sense as they trade blows back and forth. It's any woman's game with the prize that is bigger than ever. It is on the line. A chance for revenge. A chance to win back the championship for Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill was thinking jaded. Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill keep sidestepping each other, but that time was the headbutt. Could be time. Ripley was thinking Riptide. Cargill able to block it. Ripley got the knee up. That stuns the challenger. Cargill could be experiencing defeat with a modified Razor's Edge and a Shining Wizard to follow up. Cargill manages to survive. Offense coming in hot like a missile. However, it's just not enough. Jade Cargill is there to keep up with the pace. She's keeping up with the physicality of what Rhea Ripley is forcing her to endure. Now both women back up to their feet. It's an opportunity for Rhea, with Rhea having Jade in the electric chair position. Jade trying to pull Rhea up and over, and she does. But Rhea still has Jade up. Oh my God! Ripley just smashed Jade face first into the apron. Out like a light. I was going to say out like a light, but nope, not today. As Jade Cargill managed to kick out, perhaps on instinct, just wanting to get back that championship. Adrenaline feeding off the crowd That's what Rhea Ripley is doing to take herself to the next level. Riptide could finish, but Jade Cargill manages to counter. Thinking jaded, Rhea Ripley slides through. This is shades of WrestleMania. This time, Jade Cargill was ready for the counter, for the sweep under. And a DDT. You learn from your mistakes. Follow up with a pinfall. Let's get a look at this. Seeing Jade Cargill, that she has been ready, that she has done what she has needed to do to find herself in a position to be back on top. And a Blue Thunder bomb. However, Rhea Ripley again survives. It's blow for blow, move for move, any woman's game. Pulling out all the stops, not holding back whatsoever. It has been electric from the moment the fans arrived in the arena. Jade Cargill could be closing in on becoming WWE Women's Champion once again as she climbs up to the top. However, taking too much time, allowing Rhea Ripley to get back up to her feet to connect with some strikes on Jade Cargill, who is already up at the top, and now it's Ripley who is up there to meet Cargill. This could go from bad to worse. Just nailed Cargill face first on the top of the post. High risk. Backdrop suplex. Rhea Ripley trying to crawl over, trying to capitalize. Hooks the far leg. And again, the will to survive and thrive holds strong and true for Jade Cargill and her attempt to win back the championship. Oh my God. Here comes B-Fab and Michin to be the problem. You had to know that at some point. Backup was set to arrive. And the pump kick. Roll through, roll through, roll through. Oh, what a stomp on the chest. Ripley thinking Riptide. She got it. Oh. At the last possible second, the allies, the cohorts of Jade Cargill help keep Jade Cargill in this match. And I'd be pissed off too if I were Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley is not happy. That's Charlotte Flair, and she lays out B-Fab and Michin with a score to settle. There's action going on the outside. Now another pump kick. Jaded. And how apropos. What a turn of events. The irony of it all. You reap what you sow. It doesn't get any better than that when it comes to karma. Jade Cargill wants to put the final touches, but Ripley gets the headbutt. Riptide! And good night! Rhea Ripley retains the Women's Championship. Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair have more history in the women's division than just about anybody. Tonight, Charlotte on the side of Rhea Ripley. So much to come. Tribal Combat, Reigns, Fatu. You have Lesnar and Femi. And then the Women's Intercontinental Championship, Becky Lynch and Sol Ruka. All right. We are back. It is 3 o'clock. Clash in Italy in Turin, Italy. Riyadh season. Proud sponsor of WWE. Locked In featuring Trippie Redd, Dave Guetta, and Morton. The official theme. The stars are out tonight. Capo Plaza, Italian rapper, is in the house. Sandro Tonali for Newcastle United, Italian midfielder. Gianluca Gazzoli, Italian podcaster host. Sick Luke, Italian record producer. The stars are out tonight. Following Clash in Italy is the Clash in Italy post show. It will immediately follow the main event with the undisputed WWE Championship being, well, with the undisputed WWE Champion Cody Rhodes having his victory over Gunther in a what seemed to be a bit questionable. And what seemed to be the end of Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania following the 4-minute and 46-second loss to Obafemi, an absolute decimation. Brock Lesnar took off his gloves, laid him in the center of the ring, took off his boots. He let it be known that he was done. However, beasts have ruled the world for many, many years, and the art of deception has fooled many for thousands. Brock Lesnar deceiving the world. Brock Lesnar admits that WrestleMania wasn't his night. He was ready to call it after a historic career. However, he had the second chance to think about it, and thought to himself, I really don't want to go out that way. So when the time was right, Brock Lesnar came to strike. Obafemi had some time to build himself up, keep the momentum going following the victory over Brock Lesnar with the Obafemi Open Challenge, where week after week saw the decimation of roster member after roster member, WWE superstar after superstar. I don't know if the ring is going to be reinforced enough. They said they reinforced the ring. It's going to take a lot. You got to think, with what transpired at WrestleMania, Brock's got a different strategy, knowing how quick he lost to Obafemi at WrestleMania, the grandest stage of them all. That's not something that usually happens to Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar had done some of the most incredible things at WrestleMania. So for that night to be different, and for Lesnar to take off his gloves and boots, means Lesnar coming back. He's come back with a vengeance. However, the man that is about to come out is ready to take his throne and rule over the WWE. Oba looks more focused than I have ever seen him. While one time he thought Lesnar was all said and done, he thought he had put the beast away on one go. First time was about decimation, was about beating Brock Lesnar. Obafemi says this time it's about killing the beast. It's about slaying the beast. Many have tried, many have failed. But Oba is literally looking to put the final nail in the coffin on the historic career of Brock Lesnar. Is Obafemi the young man to do so? Or was WrestleMania just not Brock Lesnar's night? We're going to head to Alicia Taylor in just a moment, but the crowd is just electric for Oba. Talk about quickly becoming an international superstar. Brock Lesnar, who has been pacing back and forth since he got to the ring. Oh, Brock Lesnar's not ready to waste any time. Doesn't want to waste any. Brock Lesnar's quick. F5 right off the bat. It may be that WrestleMania could have been a fluke. Lesnar with another F5. This could be a quick decimation in return. Talk about being humbled 3 times. Oba Femi. Oba Femi pissing off Lesnar at WrestleMania. And a 4th F5 to seal the fate. Lesnar's not done. Nope, he is. But Lesnar in shock as Oba Femi kicked out. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 F5s from Brock Lesnar. And Oba Femi just ate them like they were a big juicy steak dinner. Now going right for the Kimura lock. Looking to snap the arm of Oba Femi in the center of the ring in no man's land. Lesnar is tonight in a true definition of getting locked in. Lesnar has got the submission hold locked in deep. Many superstars have felt the pain of having their arms snapped from the Kimura lock by Brock Lesnar. Oba Femi could very well be added to this list if he refuses to give up. Oba Femi may be experiencing the most pain he's ever experienced, enduring. However, look at this from Oba Femi as he fights back and lifts up Lesnar. Lesnar's eyes open wide, realizing he was in deep trouble when Oba just slammed Lesnar into the mat to force the break on the submission. However, wincing, the eyes, Oba Femi experiencing pain. You can only hide it so much with such an effective submission hold. Again, Oba Femi driving Lesnar to force a break to keep Lesnar away from getting back to that Kimura lock. Oba Femi. Oba gets countered by Lesnar. Lesnar looking for a 5th F5. And number 5 for an F5. That's got to do it. No? What? What is tonight even? If that even made sense, what I just said, that's how flustered I am. Brock Lesnar, time and time again, has proven to be the most superhuman being in WWE. However, the ruler is changing that. This time Lesnar gets taken down by Femi. Oh, and that was a 2 count. It may not have been a 3, but just a bit of what Femi got, that was still enough for a 2 count. And a clothesline that sends both superstars to the outside on the floor. But luckily for Oba, he managed to land on his feet. This is going to go really bad for either one of these men as the announce desk gets cleared out. This isn't going to be good. Brock counters, and Oba gets sent hard into the post. Lesnar right back on the Kimura lock. Oh! Lesnar got hit hard, spine first into the post. Oh, chokeslam, countered. Lesnar thinking F5. Another F5. This one, number 6, through the table. With the table exploded, Lesnar gets back into the ring. I think Lesnar might take this one by countout if he wants to. Brock Lesnar's thinking this is it as he celebrates maybe perhaps a little too early. At the count of 4, now we turn halfway there. Oba Femi has not moved. Femi just stood right back up to his feet. I don't know if there's anything that can keep Oba Femi down. Lesnar could be gassed. Lesnar absolutely shocked, like he's seen a ghost. Femi, uppercut. And again, another running uppercut. Third time to put it into effect. Just launching Lesnar across the ring. Looks to finish it. Fall from. Nope, Lesnar lands on his feet. The bad arm. And another F5. Lesnar gets his lick back. Brock Lesnar gets the victory over Oba Femi. It seemed that Brock Lesnar, time and time again, was being shocked by the power, the physical and mental power, the willpower of Oba Femi to keep getting back up. But in the end, it was Brock Lesnar who had just a little bit more left in the tank. Brock Lesnar had one more F5 in him. And that turned to be the one, that same one that was once upon a time 21-1 when he ended the undefeated streak of The Undertaker. Brock Lesnar taken off. Right off the bat, Brock Lesnar took off and went right after Oba Femi with 4 F5s, one after the other. Oba Femi shocking everybody with his immense power. As Oba Femi drove Lesnar into the mat. And then the arm that would cost Oba here. F5 through the table. By the end of it, Oba Femi was standing up on his feet while Lesnar was in the corner. Lesnar got dumped across the ring by Femi. Femi was looking for the fall from grace, but the arm too affected by the Kimura lock. That final F5 made the difference, hooking both legs to ensure the victory was there for Brock Lesnar. You got to think this isn't over just yet. We're 1-1 apiece. 1-1 apiece between the Beast and the Ruler. You heard Brock Lesnar say 1 + 1. 1 + 1 = 2. That means there needs to be a number 3. Breaker, via the Freebirds rule, taking over Logan Paul's spot as tag team champion in the Vision. Logan Paul injured. Julius in the house. Guess who else is here? WWE legend and the enforcer of TNA, Santino Marella. Just up the road to Milan when he put up one of the biggest upsets, defeating Umaga for the Intercontinental Championship many moons ago. Almost 20 years ago that was. Who would have thought many years later? Two brutes just went at it. No doubt about it. Brock Lesnar, when we thought he was going to hang up the boots at WrestleMania, a fire was lit under him from the way that Obafemi humiliated him at WrestleMania. What happened last night? Rivals collided in Monterrey, Mexico. Mask versus Max. Mask. Commentary will be coming for this match very soon, sometime this week. I'm planning on it. So be on the lookout for that. I want to thank everybody who's been tuning in over on TikTok. Appreciate all of you. Thank you for keeping the hype up. Thank you for everybody who's tuning in on TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. Y'all have been killing it all afternoon, all evening, all night, depending on where you are. Last night, Noche de los Grandes. The most hyped up match of the year. Losing your mask is losing your identity, and it's a restart. Masks were torn. Blood was spilled. Thank you, Aaron, for liking the live. I appreciate it. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you for tuning in. Triple Mania is coming to Las Vegas for night 1, and the night 2 will take place in Mexico City. On the left, the Women's Intercontinental Champion Becky Lynch. And on your right is Sol Ruca with the Women's Intercontinental Championship match to take place next. It's gonna be brutal. Sol Ruca has a chance to upset Becky Lynch. We'll be back after a quick commercial break. All right, we are back on TikTok, and now we are back on YouTube and Twitch. I don't know why they put a restriction on my channel on TikTok, a visibility restriction, when I've literally been doing commentary this entire time. They think I haven't done anything. Am I not talking? Is my commentary, can you guys not hear my commentary? Because I'm really trying my best here to provide the best content. What I can say is there will always be something to get in my way. Get all your Clash in Italy merchandise, official merchandise on WWE Shop. With WWE SummerSlam coming your way, Minnesota, US Bank Stadium, Saturday, August 1st and Sunday, August 2nd. Oh, and I thought that they were back for the next match, which will be coming your way shortly. The Women's Intercontinental Championship match. Sol Ruca coming up from NXT following WrestleMania. Taking her chance, taking a shot. You take down the biggest dog. At least in her eyes, that she found an opening. Becky Lynch and AJ Lee were done. AJ Lee taking a break from WWE. It's time to splash and set sail because here comes Sol Ruca. Undoubtedly the biggest match of this young woman's career. She has a chance to do it, get a 2-for-1. Knock down Becky Lynch, one of the all-time greats. And on top of that, leave as the Women's Intercontinental Champion. She has the opportunity to do it all. Sol Ruca's got quite the challenge. Is she really ready for what is at stake? Is she really ready for the best version of Becky Lynch? When it's time to go big or go home, Becky has always been one to go big. So there's no shot whatsoever that Becky Lynch is going to hold back, especially not against Sol Ruca. Sol Ruca looking for a moment in history to define the beginning of a new era for her. I gotta wonder, Becky Lynch has been taking some photos, enjoying Italy as a vacation with her husband being Seth Rollins. Is she truly taking this match seriously? That's my biggest concern. However, I will say, on the other hand, is that Becky Lynch knows when to put her foot on the gas. She knows when it's time to make people believe that she's not taking this seriously. That's a mind game in and of itself. The fact that she took the time to spend a little bit of a vacation here while we are here for Clash in Italy. Sol Ruka's ready to snatch the soul of Becky Lynch. That's her mission right now. Will the pressure get to her? Becky Lynch and Jessica Carr have had their own issues. Jessica Carr, the referee holding up the Intercontinental Championship. She and Becky Lynch have had quite a few issues. Becky Lynch trying to get Jessica Carr fired for being a lackluster referee in her eyes. The bell has rung. This match is officially underway, and Becky Lynch is already focusing on the wrong woman. She's focusing on the referee and not her opponent, and that could potentially cost Becky Lynch. Look at that athleticism already being shown on display by Sol Ruka. Lynch off balance early on. She was too focused on Jessica Carr that she forgot, hey, I've got an opponent. Sol Ruka planting Becky Lynch into the mat. Ruka hammering away at Becky. Going for the back of the knees and then just planting. Driving Becky Lynch face first, nose first in that middle turnbuckle. And then a snapmare as Sol Ruka's doing a great job at keeping the offense on Becky Lynch. I was wondering if Sol Ruka was going to keep up with Becky Lynch. However, it seems that Sol Ruka is doing a great job so far of keeping the offense applied on Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch, right off the bat, put too much of her attention in the referee and their little heated issues, and needed to spend a little bit more time focusing on the actual opponent that she has. Because when you underestimate somebody, that's when things can change. Becky Lynch, baseball slide, catches Sol Ruka. As Becky went to take down Sol Ruka sidestepped. Great balance. Great core strength. Becky Lynch, hand smashing in to the post. High risk. Go big or go home is what I mentioned. That's the name of the game. Sol Ruka got all of that moonsault off the top to Becky Lynch on the floor. A big opening. Let's get another look at this. It was a beauty. And Sol Ruka got all of it. Sol Ruka gets Becky Lynch back into the ring. Only enough for a 2 count following getting Becky Lynch back into the ring from that moonsault. Becky Lynch doing what she can to keep it up and stay with it. Not let her own mind get the best of her. Went for a kick, but Becky Lynch blocks. What a forearm by Ruka. Ruka tried to do some offense from the ropes. However, Becky Lynch is quick to capitalize and counter. Sol Ruka tried to take a risk. Becky Lynch had the answer, and that answer was blocking it, knocking the challenger down, knocking Ruka off her rocker, if you will. Becky Lynch feeling that Sol Ruka doesn't respect her. She wants to show her that she needs to respect her. Becky Lynch has been doing this for such a long time. Sol Ruka has a lot of athletic ability. Now, the one thing that she doesn't show too often, but she does get into it a little bit here and there, Get down to the nitty gritty. Don't be afraid to get some mud and dirt on your hands. Becky Lynch just driving Ruka into the barricade. And again, once more, the spine of Ruka connecting with the barricade. With this turnaround from Becky Lynch, it could be a rough night in the office for Sol Ruka. As Becky Lynch looking to come up from the top rope, measuring up her challenger. You don't see Becky Lynch off the top too often. She got all of that leg drop. Will it be enough? And it is not quite enough to put away Sol Ruka. Getting in the face of Jessica Carr because. Just because. I was going to say because and give a reason for it. Just because. Becky Lynch just doesn't like Jessica Carr. You ever just not like somebody that everything they do, no matter whether it's good or bad, just pisses you off? That's the perspective that Becky Lynch has with Jessica Carr. So it wasn't a 3 count. It's not the end of the world. The match rolls on. Becky Lynch didn't lose her championship. But it gives Becky Lynch to be mad because she didn't win in that moment. She didn't get her way. She didn't get what she wanted. But if she's going to get what she wants, she has to keep putting in the work. And that's what you have to do as a champion. Keep putting in the work day in, day out. That championship is just a symbol of the target that is on Becky's back. These two women were trading blows, but it seems that Becky may have gotten the better of the exchange as Becky heads to the ropes, only to be caught by Ruka. And an uppercut by Ruka. Ruka now starting to pick up the offense, starting to pick things up a little bit. And a German suplex by Ruka as Ruka picks up the pace. A faster pace has certainly benefited Ruka, whereas a slower pace benefits Becky. And the missile dropkick catches flush to Becky. And Kip up right back to her feet as Sol Ruka. Running knee, all of it right on the face of Lynch. Able to survive. Another look at this missile dropkick. The way that the head of Becky Lynch and the neck snapped back off that dropkick shows just how much force that Ruka got behind when she crashed into Lynch on that dropkick. Ruka was thinking to go after Lynch. However, Lynch was wise to get back into the ring, only to be caught with a dropkick. Ruka thinking Soul Snatcher, only to be caught into an armbar. Great counter. That's veteran mindset by Becky Lynch. However, Sol Ruka holding on. One hand with her other, trying to make sure that she does not go down. This will not end without a fight. Sol Ruka now turning it around into an STF. Becky Lynch is in deep trouble in no woman's land as Becky Lynch struggles but refuses to give up as she forces to fight free of the grip. Now thinking the disarmer. Sol Ruka realized she was in danger. Becky Lynch ducks under. Jessica Carr to get out of the way. And going for the cover. Ruka turns things around. Becky with a kick to Ruka. And just slamming and driving Ruka into the mat to put away Ruka, but not enough to keep her down. Becky Lynch pissed at Jessica Carr. Jessica Carr made her choice. She had to get out of the ring. Jessica, she's telling Becky like it is. Looking for the manhandle slam, but a backflip into a drop kick. Sticking with the basics, using the drop kick to full effect in this matchup. You got to go with what works. You ever just spam buttons playing like Super Smash Bros or something? That's exactly what it is. Use the same move. If it works, don't fix it. As they say, if it ain't broken, you don't gotta fix it. However, right now, what might not work is Becky Lynch's attempt to provide a crash landing for Sol Ruca. Sol Ruca looks to counter. Deep trouble. High risk. And a massive crash with a super X Factor, an avalanche X Factor off the top. Was not enough to put a stop to Becky Lynch's reign as Intercontinental Champion. Sol Ruca heading back up at the top. Lynch trying to pull. Oh, and Jessica hit the ropes when she lost her balance. And that forced Sol Ruca to lose her balance. Becky Lynch, superplex. Counters. Looking to take a play out of her. Oh, I thought she was going to take a play out of her husband's playbook. Landing on her feet to follow up with a super kick. And now both women are down. Let's get a look at this. Becky went for the DDT and a great counter to flip through it and land on your feet. Athleticism at its peak. It's all about the Women's Intercontinental Championship you saw just moments ago. It's taking its place on its crowned throne. Velvety in all its glory. Sol Ruca ready to take flight. She tried this earlier, but Becky got back in the ring. Just barely caught the champion. A little bit of a miscalculation. It happens when exhaustion builds up. It could have ended worse for Sol Ruca. The fact that she was able to maintain her balance is a true test to how talented and how stable Ruca is. Ruca gets countered. Man, handle, slam. That's gonna do. No, it's not. That's not gonna do it. The manhandle slam has put out opponent after opponent, but Ruca is not one of those opponents that it's gonna put out. Becky Lynch has had a little bit of extra time. That front flip off the moonsault, or that front flip off the springboard, should I say. That was the difference maker. Becky. Becky was trying to think Soul Snatcher, it seemed. And Ruca with a manhandle slam. Ruca snatches and stacks. Becky almost got beat with her own move. Can you just say what a career-defining moment that would have been? What a moment that would have been. Manhandle slam. Becky's own move. She got stacked up. And what a difference maker that could have been. How does Ruca capitalize now? Becky back up to her feet. Becky has Ruca up on her shoulders. Ruca rolling through. Take another manhandle slam. Soul Snatcher! We're going to have a new champion. She's done it. Sol Ruca has won the Intercontinental Championship. It can come out of nowhere. with one mission to snatch the soul of Becky Lynch. And that's exactly what Sol Ruca did. And it came when Becky Lynch was least expecting it. Moments are made. A career-defining moment for Sol Ruca here in Torino. Clash in Italy. Let's get a look at the final moments of this match. Becky Lynch taking another manhandle slam, catching her footing on the middle rope into a soul snatcher. 1, 2, and 3. The unthinkable and unbelievable moment. All of it was connected. Congratulations to Sol Ruca on her massive win over Becky Lynch. Soak in the moment. Moments like these don't come too often, so take it in with pride. And Becky Lynch in tears. She loses her baby. She loses her pride and joy. The young career of Sol Ruca is now to thrive. What a win for Sol Ruca. An absolutely unbelievable turn of events. That just literally, it can happen out of nowhere, and that's exactly what happened. The young OG Javon Evans in the house. The King and Queen of the Ring tournaments are set to start. With the winner, Io Sky could be Queen of the Ring. She could have herself as Women's World Champion or WWE Women's Champion again. It could be all ego Ethan Page. Lyra Valkyria, former Intercontinental Champion. She is mocking Becky Lynch, who just lost the title. It all starts tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw. Saturday night's main event returns to the world's most famous arena, Saturday, July 18th. We're back to New York City. Madison Square Garden will once again host Saturday night's main event. Fanatics Fest also coming your way at the Javits Center with 8 epic games, 50 icons, 50 fans, $2 million in prizes on the line, only at Fanatics Fest. Buy tickets and learn more now at fanaticsfest.com. All of your favorite stars will be in attendance. So stay up to date with all the latest and greatest news on how you can be a part on all the fun, on all the fests at Fanatics Fest. Coming next, it's the Tongan Death Grip and the Spear. They collide. Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu, Tribal Combat for the World Heavyweight Championship. It all comes ahead next. YouTube and Twitch. We are back as well. 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific start time. Netflix. Brackets revealed on Clash in Italy post-show for the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments. They begin tomorrow night on Raw. Let's see here some of the calls from the Italian announcers. Cody Rhodes will join live for the post show with Tribal Combat to come next. We've seen a lot of interesting things that have come from Tribal Combat. From the rise of Cody Rhodes winning his first undisputed WWE Championship when he defeated and ended Roman Reigns' 1400-day reign as champion at WrestleMania 40, to Roman Reigns winning the Ula Fala back from Solo Sikoa on the Netflix premiere of Monday Night Raw. And let's get to it. It's Roman, it's Jacob. Let's take a look back at Backlash on May 9th. Jacob Fatu, who put everybody to waste following his loss at Backlash. The message was sent clear as day that this is the Samoan werewolf that had been watered down. He is ready to go now that he feels comfortable. When he realized he has to dig much, much deeper. First, it was an attack on Jay. Then it was Jimmy. Reigns and Fatu came face to face. The Tongan Death Grip has been a major player in this feud over the World Heavyweight Championship. It could also be the difference maker in Tribal Combat. There are no prisoners for Jacob Fatu, only victims. Everybody will fall to Jacob Fatu if there's something that Jacob can say about it. The steel chair shot only infuriated Jacob Fatu, laying out both Usos with a Tongan Death Grip. The numbers game has been much for Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu said tribal combat. Roman Reigns accepted. From Roman Reigns' mouth to everyone's ears around the world. Is it famous last words? We saw Roman Reigns figure it out at Backlash. Is Reigns going to be able to figure it out tonight? It's put up or shut up. This new mean streak of Jacob Fatu. It better be for something. At least in his eyes, it's got to be for something. He wants this. He says he needs this. He needs the attention. He needs the money. He needs the fame, the fortune to be able to give his kids a better life. Jacob Fatu snapped after his loss at Backlash. Invoking tribal combat, Jacob Fatu knew that was the only way that this was going to end. There was no other way this issue between Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu could end. Now the question is, what is next for Jacob Fatu if he does lose? There are no rules. There are no disqualifications, no countouts, nothing. Win via pinfall or submission. Everything is fair game. That means if Jacob Fatu has to choke the life out of Roman Reigns with that Tongan death grip, so be it. Jacob Fatu's ready for it. Can Roman Reigns say the same if he's truly ready for it? Is Reigns fully prepared for what could come in this matchup against Jacob Fatu? I can tell you who's certainly ready for it. Torino's certainly ready for it. They've been dying all night to see this heavyweight title clash between Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu. This main event match and Clash in Italy brought to you by Riyadh Season. October through March. Perfect for all families. Jacob Fatu tonight could join the list of other members of Anoa'i family, other members of the Anoa'i family to win the world championship or win a world title. From, of course, Roman Reigns, Yokozuna, The Rock, main event Jey Uso, Nia Jax. Jacob Fatu could very well add his name to that list. The fans are clamoring for it. They want the OTC. When Roman Reigns slowly makes his way, you know it's a big fight feel. Soaking it in, knowing that he's going to do what he has to do, even if it's family. Jacob Fatu made it personal when he brought the Tongan death grip into it. The Tongan death grip made famous by the legendary Vicious Haku. 10,000 plus ones to the sky for Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns with that Ula follow that symbolizes that he is the head of the table. He is the tribal chief, that everyone must acknowledge him. The same can be said for Jacob Fatu if he is to lose this matchup to Roman Reigns tonight. Roman Reigns rules WWE as champion, as world heavyweight champion. It's another night in the office. Roman Reigns, time and time again, has been in big match after big match, feeling the betrayal of his own flesh and blood. It was never Roman that brought in Jacob Fatu. It was Solo Sikoa, and then that turned into an issue in and of itself. We don't see too many tribal combat matches in WWE. Roman Reigns has a chance to add another tribal combat win to his list of victories and going beyond survival to thrive. Who will be forced to acknowledge the other? Who will leave this match as tribal chief? Who will leave this match as world champion? Will Roman Reigns stay out on top? Will Roman Reigns force Jacob Fatu to worship the ground on which Roman Reigns walks? Or will we see the rise of a new champion, a new tribal chief, a new head of the table? Will Jacob Fatu take over and be the new lead of the Anoa'i family? Roman Reigns holds that world championship up to the sky for what could be the very last time if tribal combat goes Jacob Fatu's way. This matchup is going to leave everybody with all kinds of emotions experienced. Jason Ayers, the official for tonight's main event for the World Heavyweight Championship. Whether it's pinfall or submission, there must be a winner. Somebody will leave as world champion. Somebody will leave a fallen warrior. Roman Reigns takes a good look at that Ulafala. The Ulafala being held up by the official. Another prize that is on the line that comes with this match. The OTC chants come in hot. Jacob Fatu can't afford to let them get to his head. The bell rings. This match is officially underway. The fans have been clamoring for tribal combat since Roman Reigns agreed to it. Jacob Fatu has his fingers heavily taped. He is ready to go whenever the opportunity is awarded to him to go for that Tongan death grip. He's going to take it. Shoot your shot. Make your money. Take your bread. Take the gold. Take it all. That's what Jacob Fatu is looking to do tonight. These two just eyeing each other down as they work their way towards the center of the ring. Jacob Fatu looking to make tribal combat in his favor tonight, especially being as rabid as he has become, as vicious as he has become. That Jacob Fatu that got himself once upon a time in handcuffs and locked up. The Jacob Fatu that destroyed many throughout the independent pro wrestling scene. The reason that Jacob Fatu was never brought into WWE in the first place by Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns knew about Jacob Fatu, of course. He knew that Jacob Fatu was a very capable athlete, very capable professional wrestler. But due to the danger and the nature of Jacob Fatu, Roman Reigns wanted to keep Jacob Fatu as far away as possible from WWE. Jacob Fatu has since proved the reason why he was kept away for so long, being rabid, being just off the rails, off the charts. You never know what's going to come next from the mouth of Jacob Fatu, where he's going to strike, when he's going to strike, what the deal is. Uncontrollable, to say the least. The only man that controls Jacob Fatu is Jacob Fatu. And I don't even think he controls himself half the time, as Jacob Fatu comes in with a shoulder tackle that takes down Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns ducks under and leaps up and over Fatu. Now it's Reigns with a clothesline that takes down Fatu. One's up to the sky. Roman Reigns not showing any signs of pressure in this matchup. That's due to the fact that time after time, Roman Reigns has had big match after big match. World title match after world title match on the grandest stages of them all. He's overcome it all. He's beaten them all, including Jacob Fatu. Roman Reigns got through Jacob Fatu at Backlash. I don't know by how much. It seemed to be, a little bit of barely. Had a last-ditch effort to pull off that top turnbuckle. There it is, Tongan death grip. Roman Reigns quickly breaks it and rolls to the floor, realizing that could have been it right then and there, so quickly, so early in this matchup. Jacob Fatu with a suicide dive that sends Reigns into the barricade. The Samoan Werewolf is locked in, ready to go, loaded, geared to the max. No count necessary by the official due to the nature of the rules of tribal combat. Roman Reigns now sent over the barricade into the WWE Universe. Roman Reigns gets a shot on Fatu. Get some water. Reigns and Fatu fighting it all out all over the arena now as they work their way up the steps. Not wise to run up the stairs. It doesn't always work out. If ever. I don't think it ever really works out when you go up the steps. Reigns just pummeling away at Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu holding onto the railing to keep himself up on his feet. Jacob counters. Roman sent face first off the railing of the staircase. The fight continues throughout the arena. The longer this matchup goes on, you got to wonder who it truly benefits. Both of these men carry a lot of muscle, a lot of mass. But their energy levels, being able to stay at peak shape when you need to, that was the big thing for Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, ice, ice, baby, to Jacob Fatu. Now that was cold by Roman Reigns. Free food in the crowd. Jacob Fatu elbowing Reigns in the midsection, and Reigns goes into that pole. Reigns taking repeated shots to the head on these metal railings. This could get worse and worse for Roman Reigns. Head trauma is no joke whatsoever. Having been around it, seen the worst of it, experienced it, there is nothing quite like head trauma that occurs over time. One of the worst experiences. Jacob Fatu tying the referee to part of the pun. Shut yo blank up. I won't complete the exact phrase. Jacob Fatu standing his ground with both referee Jason Ayers and Roman Reigns. Meanwhile, it's all fair game. It's all legal. There's nothing that can stop Jacob Fatu from literally taking a chainsaw and shredding Reigns in half and into pieces. There's nowhere in the well, I guess besides law saying you're not supposed to murder anybody, but that's besides the point. Anything can truly happen in tribal combat. I'd have to take a look at the laws in Italy. Roman Reigns building it up. The fans have let their voices be heard throughout this entire match. Roman Reigns, slow pace, methodical, brings out a table. Jacob Fatu, quick to get back up to his feet, realizing that danger was near. Now, with the tables legitimately turned for Jacob Fatu, As if Jacob Fatu isn't a weapon in himself. He brings control, takes control of the table, only for Roman Reigns to stop Jacob Fatu in his tracks. Roman Reigns is loving it. Has got a smile on his face. The Roman Reigns chants here in Torino. Roman Reigns took too much time trying to figure out what he was going to do with the table, and that allowed Jacob Fatu to capitalize. Roman Reigns sent hard into those steel steps. Now it's Reigns who's feeling the worst of the experience. Roman Reigns experiencing damage to the arm when he got sent through the barricade at the hands of the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu has already done damage to Roman Reigns prior to this match. This thing has been ugly leading up to this tribal combat match. And the match has certainly so far lived up to it. It's been brutal. They've gone around the arena. The only question left to be answered is, how does it end? Talk about crazy talk. Jacob Fatu was starting to talk to himself. Roman Reigns with an uppercut as Jacob Fatu was starting to find his way back into the ring. Jacob sees nothing wrong with his actions towards Roman Reigns or the rest of the Anoa'i family, including the Usos, the last few weeks. Roman Reigns just launched those steps at Jacob Fatu out on the floor. Just dropped and drop it like it's hot, like a missile, launching it at Jacob Fatu. It's Jacob Fatu who experiences a little bit of trauma to the head following those steel steps just being launched at his skull. Reigns measuring up Jacob Fatu. This is classic from Reigns. I can already see it. Drive by. Oh, that was gnarly because the back of the head snapped into the post, which isn't a usual effect of the drive-by from Roman Reigns, but that one was a drive-by like no other as the back of the head of Jacob Fatu connects with the post. With back-to-back impacts to the head, that would leave a regular human being unconscious, completely out of it. Roman Reigns sending Jacob Fatu back into the ring. Roman Reigns with a clothesline. Reigns drops down Fury with a clothesline from up above to down below. Reigns just clotheslining away at Jacob Fatu. Reigns building up. Big boot. Knocks down Fatu. Roman Reigns puts the one to the sky, and so do 10,000 plus others here in Torino. However, it's Jacob Fatu who's back up to his feet. Reigns cocked and blocked. No Superman punch for Roman Reigns as Jacob Fatu ducked and now hammering away on the Tribal Chief. At least Reigns is the Tribal Chief for now. May not be for much longer. If Jacob Fatu is able to keep up the offense. Firing away. Up in his skull, there's a shooting range. And he is ready to explode and unload at any time. That's what makes Jacob Fatu so unhinged, so unpredictable. backing it up. Crashed into the corner. Reigns got all of it, and ate all of it, should I say. Reigns gets sent to the ropes, pops up, but it's a Superman punch. Hooks the leg. Will it be? Jacob Fatu manages to stay with it. Jacob Fatu. It seemed that Fatu was looking for that pop-up Samoan drop, sent Roman to the ropes, popped up. Reigns countered with a Superman punch. Reigns hooked the close leg, looking to quickly capitalize to put away Jacob Fatu, but it just was not enough to keep Jacob Fatu down. However, Roman Reigns shaking his head up and down, letting the blood pump and flow through his body as he's ready to take it up a notch and take it all home. Getting ready for a spear. Battle scream to spear to not. Getting caught with a super kick by Jacob Fatu. He's got the Tongan death grip. Jacob Fatu's got the Tongan death grip. Fatu's got it locked in. Can he put away Roman Reigns right here, right now? Deep trouble for the champion as he goes down to one knee. The end could be near for Roman Reigns as he slowly fades into oblivion. From one life to the next, it could be the death of the tribal chief to the rise of a new one. But Roman Reigns doing what he can to stay with it. He refuses to stay down. He will not die. That never say die, never give up attitude from Roman Reigns has led him to victories in some of the all-time great matches over the last near 20 years of Roman Reigns. Both men are down and out on the floor. They are experiencing the exhaustion of what comes from tribal combat. And the "This is awesome" chants from the WWE Universe. Rightfully so. These two have given it everything, not holding back whatsoever. Jacob Fatu is under the ring. He's searching for something. What does he have? What is it? It seemed that I thought Jacob Fatu grabbed something. Maybe I stand corrected. Thought Jacob Fatu may have had other plans. Reigns just staring into the soul of Fatu, is trying to pull himself back up to his feet, but it's Reigns who's looking for something. I don't know what Reigns is looking for. Nah. Reigns says nah to the kendo stick. Nah to the steel chair. And now to the toolbox. Going into the tools. Any type of damage can come from within that toolbox. The toolbox is a weapon in its own right. Oh my God! Just driving that steel toolbox into the hand of Jacob Fatu. Roman Reigns looks to show no mercy on his own blood. The same way Jacob Fatu has done the same when he brought the Tongan death grip into this. That was just nasty to watch. Anything can happen in tribal combat if it means putting down your opponent for good. And again, to the hand of Jacob Fatu. In pain and agony, Jacob Fatu is writhing. Reigns a brilliant strategy to take the Tongan death grip out of play as he goes to work on the hand of Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu could have lost the Tongan death grip to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, now that table that he introduced earlier, perhaps going to bring it into play. Roman Reigns is ready to take it up a notch to danger. A wounded werewolf. He's hurt the paw of the werewolf of Jacob Fatu. The proverbial paw being that Jacob Fatu is human and has a hand. Roman Reigns seeking and just taking the energy in for what is yet and set to be a spear through the table that Reigns has set up, but Jacob Fatu just runs through Reigns. Colliding at full speed into Reigns and follows up. Perhaps a desperation move, realizing how much pain his body is experiencing. Doing what he can to just stay in it. Wherever it's coming from, Jacob Fatu is pulling it out. Jacob Fatu rolling to the outside onto the floor. What does Jacob Fatu have in mind? Perhaps trying to get some feeling, shake off the pain in his hand. Jacob Fatu, full speed ahead. Reigns comes in. Superman punch. It seemed that Jacob Fatu was trying to drive Reigns through the barricade for a second time. The last time was on Monday Night Raw. Jacob Fatu was looking to do it again, but Reigns stopped Jacob Fatu in his tracks with a Superman punch that caught flush. A beaten up champion, a beaten up challenger, all kinds of chaos, weapons, chairs, tables in play, toolboxes. That spear through the barricade. Revenge from Reigns as he spears Fatu through the barricade. How much damage did Roman Reigns do to himself in the process? Reigns back into the ring, as is Jacob Fatu. It could be the final time, the final blow, and another spear. That's got to do it. No! Jacob Fatu, when they're... I'm speechless. Jacob Fatu managing to kick out of another spear. First, it was a spear through the barricade. Then Roman Reigns got Fatu back into the ring for another spear. He got all of it and still wasn't enough to keep Jacob Fatu down. Time and time again, Jacob Fatu's superhuman capabilities, superhuman willpower is put on full display. Tonight has been no different. Reigns thought that was the finishing touches on this masterpiece, on his Mona Lisa, if you will. Roman Reigns saying, I don't need help to beat you. Reigns saying, you don't see the twins coming. I don't need it. I can do this on my own. Roman Reigns saying, I do this because I love you guys. I don't need anybody. Roman Reigns, this is how he beat Jacob Fatu back at Backlash when he pulled off the turnbuckle pad and exposed it. Jacob Fatu's head hit the turnbuckle, the exposed turnbuckle, and then it was a spear. Now another one. Just in case one fails, Roman Reigns has backup. Three out of four of the top turnbuckles exposed. Reigns. Oh, Tonga death grip. Reigns took too much time. But the hand has experienced too much damage. That is such an unfortunate turn of events for Jacob Fatu. But he's still getting jiggy with it. Still jiving and thriving. But another Superman punch. Jacob Fatu still getting thrivey. Thrivey and vibey. Jacob Fatu off the turnbuckle. Off another one. That's two. But a spear from Jacob Fatu rolling through. And it is it? No, it is not. Unreal dedication to stay in it when it comes to being tribal chief for both of these men. Not once but twice. Jacob Fatu hit the exposed turnbuckles. Then Jacob Fatu managed to rail through Reigns with a spear of his own. Now the question is, if he doesn't use the Tongan death grip, then what? It's going to be the moonsault, but nobody home. Reigns able to roll out of harm's way. The end is near. Jacob Fatu is facing the final, but no, not the final. That's a pop-up Samoan drop. Jacob Fatu has Roman Reigns right where he wants him. And the moonsault. Jacob Fatu got all of it. Could it be new champion? Reigns just barely gets the shoulder up before 3. I think he got the low blow off that kick out. Seen that before from Reigns. I'm getting flustered just because of the excitement of this matchup. It's hard to say if Roman Reigns truly got it. But it doesn't matter. It's still legal, considering it's tribal combat and anything goes. Let's get another look at this. Let's get another angle on this. Yeah, that's clear as day. On that angle, that's as clear as day that Roman Reigns got all of that low blow on Jacob Fatu. When it comes to tribal combat, fair game. Reigns and Fatu now trade blows. The exhaustion weighs in heavy on these two superstars. Each strike by Fatu. There's damage in his hand due to the damage that Roman Reigns has done to take the Tongan death grip out of play. Jacob Fatu's got it applied. The Tongan death grip is applied, but how strong is it? And again, Reigns, again, just repeatedly into the steel post or the steel turnbuckle bar. The right hand has been a big detriment and really cost. And a spear to Jacob Fatu. Through the table, exploding the table. Reigns unable to directly capitalize in this particular moment. But it could lead to the finishing touches. Jacob Fatu's back up. Roman Reigns can't believe it. Perhaps one more. And there's another. That is good night for Jacob Fatu. And Roman Reigns has put an end to Jacob Fatu. The Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu has been slayed by Reigns. Reigns took out the Tongan death grip, and it ultimately became the decisive factor in Roman Reigns retaining the World Heavyweight Championship. What a brutal tribal combat this was, and Roman Reigns found himself on top. Roman Reigns, a familiar sign, familiar sight, as he holds up the world title in victory. Tribal combat brought the best and the worst out of both men. In turn, these two had to bring it all. Roman Reigns was just willing to go one step further than Jacob Fatu. First, it was the spear through the table, and then building up the momentum using the ropes. This was the final blow. The end was near. Jacob Fatu was set and done. Now, tomorrow night is a new night. Jacob Fatu must acknowledge Roman Reigns. The Usos come to acknowledge their tribal chief. Jacob Fatu is going to have to do the same. Serve, be a servant to Roman Reigns. And must love Roman Reigns with everything. Reigns needed nobody and came out on top. What a show it was. All right, that recording is done. Heretic, welcome on in. Yes, you were very late, but it's okay. I still appreciate you being here as always. Thank you, chat, for hanging out with me on Twitch, YouTube, TikTok. You guys killed it tonight, this evening, afternoon, night, whatever it was, whatever time it is, wherever you are. I have some content to get up. Tonight's video has to go up right now. So with that being said, we are going to end very shortly. That adds a whole new factor. Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa. It's becoming a family feud all over again. As Jacob Fatu must fall in line. And Solo's only shaking his head. What a turn of events this has become. Roman telling Jay to get Jacob. However, Jacob hasn't wanted to stop and take his eyes off of Solo and company. What a night it has been. And what a premium live event Clash in Italy was. Cody Rhodes retains the WWE title. Gunther falls short. The Beast gets his lick back. We got a new Women's Intercontinental Champion. Rhea Ripley retained. And in our main event, Roman Reigns overcame Jacob Fatu in Tribal Combat. And that is all she wrote. I'm going to get some content out for you guys for social media that will go out around 6 o'clock. So be on the lookout for that. TikTok. So for TikTok, YouTube, all of it, be on the lookout for that. Social medias, stay on the lookout for that, and have a great rest of your day. And of course, new YouTube videos go up every single night between 6 and 6:30. I've been posting for almost 850 days now, or we might be there now. I don't know where I'm at. But on November 12th, we will celebrate 1,000 days of posting a YouTube video every single day. So that is yet to come. And with that being said, I don't know why TikTok flagged me a couple times for being inactive, but I think that's a bunch of BS. And it really screwed our vibe here. But thank you to everybody who tuned in and enjoyed the commentary. You can follow me on all my socials. TikTok at Hype the Commentator. Twitch at Hype the Commentator. YouTube.com/@Hype the Commentator. Instagram at Hype the Commentator. Facebook. You can find me there too. That's where I get a lot of views, most of them. If you're hiring, LinkedIn, it's there too. Anyways, that's it. Have a good night.